this is the original Blue Eyes White Dragon OTK, or the original first OTK. Small little history. I used to have when me and my brother started playing, he was 8, I was like 16 or something like that. And he had the character structure deck, I had the Dark Magician structure deck. And of course, the structure deck was broken. I can say that now. Back then, it just was strong. Even I noticed how unfair the structure deck was compared to the Yugi structure deck. Even though Yugi was supposed to be the main character, right? So why wasn't his deck strong enough to go up against Kaiba's deck when the structure decks came out? But anyway, of course they had powerful combo. Lower D Fluid Summon, drop 2 dragons from your hand. They had 2 Fluid Summons and 4 dragons in your hand. Instant OTK, obviously. Way too much power. And it was all in that one structure deck. Granted, to fully get the full power of the structure deck, 3 copies was worth getting, because that gave you 3 lower Ds, 3 flutes, 3 blue eyes, even 3 other dragons of your choice that were in the structure deck. These structure decks, well, they were starter decks. They all had a bunch of normal monsters, very few effect monsters, but the effect monsters were useful. Even the normal monsters had worth. Jin and whatnot, 7-colored fish, all the good cards back in the day. So there was very little effect monsters, but you only needed one. You didn't even need Lord D to have an effect. Just him on the field so you could play through Summon and drop Blue Eyes and win the duel in 1 turn. It's all that mattered. So you had stuff like Wabaku and, Trap Hole, so you could Trap Hole Lord D so you couldn't flute. I did my best to survive. I lost this combo numerous times. And you gotta remember, my brother was 8 when he was doing all this. I was 16. I was twice his age. So here's the combo. When I go back to more stories, right? Obviously, you summon Lord D. You play the good old Flute of Summoning while you have 2 dragons in the hand, preferably Blue Eyes White Dragon himself. Right, so that's in the grave. Give Exodus Spare. For the extra power boost, give it to Lord of Dragons, since you can't target the Blue Eyes themselves. And don't need to, since he protects the Blue Eyes from being targeted, which is great. And now he's 2200. So right there you have 8200 points of damage ready to roll. And that is the Blue Eyes White Dragon OTK of 2002. Way back then. But now, with Exceed Summoning stuff, you can overlay the 2 dragons and do some other shenanigans and whatnot. So that's always good. Especially if your opponent somehow survives, or like a Wabaku or a Kribo or something, Battle Fader, Gores, stuff like that. That could prevent the OTK. Obviously, you could always prevent an attack-based OTK with all these hand traps. But there was no hand traps. Kribo was even out at that time. Kribo didn't come out until the Yugi evolution structure that came out. If you got Kribo from the booster pack, that was awesome. I didn't. I had to wait until the Yugi evolution structure that came out for me to get it, and that was what, I think 2004. So 2 years later, after this powerful ass structure that came out. I had to wait to get the power and Megamorph. Man, the thing it always got to me is like, why didn't the original Yu-Gi-Oh structure deck, considering the fact that the Blue Eyes structure deck had Lord D, Fluid Summoning, drop Blue Eyes. That was a great combo. Why didn't the Dark Magician structure deck, right? The Yugi structure deck originally, had Dark Magic attack and Megamorph. I would have been happy with that. Because you play Dark Magic attack, half your life points, bring out Dark Magician, Megamorph, I had a 5,000, I had a fighting chance. That would have been nice. The only good thing in the Yugi structure that was I had Summon Skull. 1 tribute, 2,500, as opposed to the 2 tribute, 2,500 Dark Magician. But who cares? Right? My brother still had Lower D Fluid Summoning Bang Dragons. And you know, he definitely loved his blue eyes, so he definitely had 3. So he Kaiba'd it all the fuck out. And that was always awesome. Good times, good memories. He's not here anymore, so it brings back memories just to even think about blue eyes. True fact, every time I see blue eyes, especially when my brother was playing it, it always felt like the son of a bitch was real. Like he summons it and it's like he was there screaming at me, taunting me, ready to attack. It's just good memories, good memories. But it always did feel like that motherfucker was a threat. One of the rarest cards to ever, you know, make me feel that way, where somebody plays it and all of a sudden it's like, fuck. That's power. To everyone else, it's probably just, oh, it's just a normal monster, it has no effect, it's not a big deal. Requires 2 tributes. I don't know when you started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. When I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, it was rare for you to tribute 2 monsters to summon him. When you had Lower D and Fluid Summoning, just to drop him. And then you could always send him to a graveyard. Monster Reborn. I don't know where the whole constantly tributing came in. It's like, yes, you tributed back then. That was the basic way of playing the game. But there were always the idea of special summoning. It always existed. Special summoning was not a new thing. Didn't come out now. You know, it's always been there since the beginning of the game. It was just a matter of when you did it. Shit, even just tributing to some blue eyes was devastating enough. Because think about the 2 monsters in the field clearly weren't enough. So you had to sacrifice them and bring out blue eyes, which was more than enough. It was hard to summon anything stronger than him. You know what I mean? You had to play card combos just to beat him. You had to play Mahabala with like a couple extra spares, a couple equip cards, just so you can beat blue eyes. There was no beating blue eyes. That was the thing. There was no beating it. There was no, oh, I summoned a monster, run him over. No, there was none of that. There was none of that. You had to actually play card combos to beat blue eyes. It wasn't that simple. You had to destroy them. Shit, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn. Take your opponent's blue eyes and beat him with it, since you knew it was too hard to run over. You know what I mean? Shit, even if you had Book of Moon, it didn't matter. He has 2500 defense. Dark Magician ain't running over that. Anyway, it was just a great card. It still is. It never stopped being useful, because it's a 3000. It'd be different if it was like an 8-star 0/0, like the, you know, like the Heretic one. That was disrespect. It's like, what the hell? That was a waste. Because the funny thing is, by the Heretic's effect, it comes out as a 0/0. I can understand that. That's an effect. Why was it 0/0 right off the bat? That just made no sense. So it's just common sense. Well, screw it. Obviously, this summons normal dragons, and the best normal dragon is blue eyes, and always will be blue eyes. But then, I remember when I first brought out the Heretic deck profiles and stuff, using blue eyes. It was funny, people were actually complaining, saying that, you know, blue eyes is ass, he shouldn't even be in the deck. You know, you had to play the 0/0 one instead, and it's like, that made no sense at all. Why would I play a monster that's 0/0 versus choose that over a monster that has 3000 attack? Granted, he comes out 0/0 by the effects. So, he goes to graveyard, Monster Reborn, and he's 3000. I don't know. Heretics, blue eyes, they go hand in hand. To me, that as soon as I saw Heretics and them bringing out normal monsters, I thought, oh shit, it's blue eye support. That's what I thought. I don't know what everybody else was thinking. I was thinking, oh shit, blue eye support. Oh shit, blue eye is gonna be more broken than it already was. That's the point. Blue eyes was always broken. Then they got Kaiba Man and the evolution. They even got the ritual monster. Paladin White Dragon. You can summon blue eyes from the deck. That was broken. And now you got the new structured deck that's coming out. Blue Eyes Maiden. We've definitely been waiting for Blue Eyes Maiden for the longest. Anyone who originally liked the original Lord D Fluid Summoning combos, Kaiba Man combos. And that's the thing. Kaiba Man was a warrior. He wasn't a spellcaster or a dragon or that. He was a warrior, which made him even more broken, because you could play reinforcement and add them from your deck to your hand. The original Kaiba structure deck, right, came with reinforcement of the army, which the only thing you really got with reinforcement was Trap Eater if I'm right, and Mystic Puppeteer. I think those both were warriors. So the original starter deck already had the ability to get you Cyberman. So I'm surprised Cyberman didn't originally come out in there, but granted, when Cyberman appeared, first time I saw Cyberman was in the GX series, so obviously you had to wait for Evolution for Cyberman to come out, so that's understandable. But it's the fact that the original structure that came with reinforcement, which will give you Cyberman. Then you can summon Cyberman, boom, drop Blue Eyes. And then you can play Word Returning Live, add Cyberman back to your hand. Next turn, oh shit, I drew another Blue Eyes. Cyberman, Blue Eyes. It's broken. He's always been broken. That's the point. He's the standard of power. His stats is the standard of power. 8-star, 3,000 power. And this game originally, the main monsters back in the day, even now it's starting to be that again. It's always been dragons and warriors and spellcasters. Came in third. Dragons first, warriors, and then spellcasters. Now we're, sea serpents, we got Lanceans and whatnot. But now, we're bringing dragons back, you know what I mean? We're bringing back good old sexiness, good old power. That's the thing, is that everything went from power, which is what Blue Eyes represented, to, oh, we want speed and effect. It's like, well, Blue Eyes was never slow. He was just power, So now we're going back. Now we're going back to dropping power. Yeah, and we're using speed. But that's even more devastating. Now you got power and speed, which makes it even more devastating if you only had power without speed. Speed without power ain't nothing. It's just speed. It's like, alright, you get monsters on the field faster. It doesn't matter. Now we attack the Hellfader. Okay. What to do? My turn, draw a Dark Hole. All that speed meant nothing. Because there was no power there. There was no way of... You didn't win. Yeah, you summoned a whole bunch of monsters. What do you freaking do? You ain't win. When you have speed and power, then you win. It's all about taking the life points. The game is all about life points. You take my life points, you win. That's the only way you win. You don't win just by summoning a whole bunch of monsters in one turn and that's it. It's not Exodia, Anyway, that's the Blue Eyes White Dragon OTK 2002 edition. Enjoy.